Well guys, it's a winter wonderland today on the allotments. Look at that blue sky there, and look what it did last night. Absolute frozen. I might have a quick walk around the perimeter just to show you. You can see all the plots completely frozen. You can see the frost there. The sun's a bit of a burden here. When I come round this corner, the sun will be behind me. But as you can see, all the plots are all frozen solid. I'm just testing this GoPro 6 out. I've only used it 3 times since I bought it about 10 months ago. And well, I've only just found it, so thought we'd give it a go. But as you can see, it's completely frozen. I wonder how them bees are doing in there. There's 4 hives there, and over there must be another 4 or 5 hives over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hives. As you can see, all the paths. This is the road, by the way. Here's the orchard, that's frozen. As is everything else. I'm really missing my gimbal on this. It's attached to a GoPro 5 sessions, and I don't know where the hell they are. But yeah, I'm just using this handheld thing, so it's a bit shaky. So you've got to take into account all that. There's a few fires going on over there. I can count at least 3 fires going, three stoves going in the sheds. So I know there's at least 3 people on. Yeah, absolute frozen. Hopefully we'll have this road sorted out this year. We're going to lay 2 tracks right down the centre and fill it with some road planings. Apparently we can get them fairly cheap. It's just getting the contractors back in to do the back part of the road, and then we've cracked it. We'll be able to drive around without too much fuss. That's strange. I was just looking at the greenhouse there. It's covered on the top and the sides, but on the back part, oh, it's the sun what's burning it. Never mind, that was just me being silly. That's my brother's over there where the camera was pointing. Anyway, here we are on my plot. Obviously you can see the sun's been having a go here, but it's really struggling. There's the sun up there. Yeah, it's a cold morning. Water butt's frozen. That means the chicken's water's frozen. That means we're in a whole land of hurt today. So as you can see, the plot's completely frozen, but we still have to come down because we've got to go and sort the girls out. In fact, let's just have a walk down here now. Sorry about the dodgy camera work, guys, but I'm not used to these bloody GoPros, and I don't even think I've got the camera pointing. Well, they're all there. Look at this, foxes, buggers. Some of the garlic's got frozen, and oh dear, yep, that water's frozen, and so's that one over there. So I'm gonna have to clear the ice out of there, then they should be all right. Hear me, girls? At least they've got the winter coats on. Don't know if you can see them down there. Big fluffy balls of feathers. Right, so first things first, I'm going to get me coat off and get all my cameras out of my pocket, and then we'll have a go at sorting these chickens out. So yeah, that's what we come down to today. A bloody frozen allotments, which makes my job 1,000 times harder, because now I've got to go make sure the water's there's no leaks or anything like that. We need to that's another thing, the water's going to have to be turned off shortly, otherwise we'll be having bursts everywhere. But yep, that's what the plot looks like. A winter wonderland. Well, we knew it was going to happen, and now it has. Hi guys, well, welcome back to Allotment Diggers. Yes, it's raining. You're probably all confused. We walked on, it was all frozen, and it was like a winter wonderland. Well, that was 4 days ago, and the weather on this in Manchester changes just like that. It can change daily. Tomorrow it'll be sun shining. Earlier in the week we had gale force winds lashing the place, 40-50 mile an hour gusts hitting the greenhouses, shaking the greenhouses away. Today it's raining. However, yeah, that's what it looked like about 4 days ago. It was absolutely brass monkey weather, honestly. It could freeze the balls off a monkey, honestly. It was that cold. And I did that recording with this. Now this is a GoPro 6. I thought I'd lost it. I bought it 12 months ago. I used it 3 times, and then I lost sight of it 9 months ago, and I couldn't find it anywhere, and I thought, well, it's got nicked. And that's when, hang on, let me dig it out. Now in the last episode, if you remember, I actually asked you about this camera. Now this is a GoPro 4, black and silver. Okay, so I was asking you about the quality. One or two of you made a comment saying, you know, it's fairly good. So anyway, I was looking for some micro SD cards for my cameras. I'd actually broken one of my SD cards in these cameras here. When I was taking it out, I put it in the computer, I snapped it. Believe it or not, I snapped it and broke it. How would you do that, you ask? But anyway, I did it, so that's what I was looking for. When I found this, what I saw was that end sticking out like that with a load of camera cases. Anyway, I pulled at it, and this pulled out a GoPro 6. Anyway, so that's what I've done the recording on. What I wanted to know is, what's the stabilisation when I was walking around? What was that like? What was the sound like? And what was the picture quality? Leave your comments, guys. I'm really curious to start using these cameras inside the greenhouses. I've got every one of these up to this. I was going to buy the GoPro 7, and there's even another camera out what's come out now. What should a GoPro do? I was thinking about getting that as well, but now I've got this, I might not need to get them. Anyway, like I say, I was coming round, and it was a really cold day, and that's what I was using. I've actually got one of these gimbals, a proper gimbal to fit onto these cameras for the stabilisation. That's why I'm asking you, what was the stabiliser like in this, with just this whatever you like to call it. Anyway, I do have one of these stabilisers. It's on a GoPro Sessions 5. When I find the GoPro 5 Sessions 5, I find the gimbal. I also find with that the other GoPro 5 Sessions and the GoPro 5. Where they are. The GoPro Sessions, they look like a lot like these ones here. Hang on, take a couple of these out. Now these are GoPro Sessions. These are GoPro 4s. These, and I was thinking about using them in here, you know, for different angle shots. Now you're probably asking why I've got all these. I've got every GoPro up to the 6. And I've got 2 of these and 2 of the 5s. I use them, guys, when I'm match fishing. I strap them to me out, I strap them in, and do all my shots when I'm playing fishing, landing them, and I use them to make some pretty cool videos. Actually, you won't see them because I've not actually published any but that's what I use them for. And I thought, well, what the hell, let's start using them for the gardening. So that's why I asked you about the GoPro 6. So let me know what you think of that, and maybe next week we'll have a look at the GoPro 4s and the 5s if I can find them, and see what their shots are like. If they're okay, then I continue to do some filming with them. As it is, I'm using the big cameras. I've got two of these, I forget what they are now. Can't even remember the model. I'm going to just swing the camera around, just have a quick look. Well, it's a 4K HC VX870 Panasonic, that's what it is. I've got two of them, and like I say, they're bulky, so when I'm doing my filming I can't get the tripods into the greenhouse, and I can stick little brackets in the greenhouses and mount the GoPros on them when I'm doing them, only if the picture quality is okay. So anyway, what we've been doing, let's get down to the meat of the potato, gardening. Well, I was on the back of the plot the other day, and I was going past the cellar, and I thought, oh, we'll have some of that. It's ready now. So you're going to see me lifting a few of them. I clean them up and show you what they look like. I'll tell you a bit more about what we did with most of them. We've still got 4 in there, but let me show you lifting the celery. Well, today we're going to be removing most of the celery out of the bed, and I've already started, and I've just got one here, and it looks a really nice one too. And who would have believed 10th of January and pulling celery out of the ground? But I've just been looking at it, inspecting it. It's nice and crispy. It's well worth the wait. And what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to lift another row out and give them away. The rest of them, I'll probably take them through the week. But I just thought I'd show you me just lifting the first one up here. In fact, we might lift another one. We're going to need 2 to make celery soup, I think. So I'm just going to put this one down and have at it and pull another one up. Clean the dead leaves off it. There we go, there's another one. Not wrong with that. So there's the result. So that was the Litham's self-blanching celery, and I tell you, it was really good. I gave several to friends around the allotments, and I took a couple home for myself, a couple for my mother and my next door neighbour. And yeah, it was really nice. My mother, she got on the phone, she said, I've just made some celery soup, do you want some? No thanks. Not unless there's meat in it. Now the celery soup I make with my peas and all, and it's like a broth mix, it has ham in it. It's to die for, guys. One of these days, I swear I will do a video on how to cook it. And I bring it on here for my mates, and they love it. They really do. We was talking about setting some sort of a stove up on here. Now I've actually got a stove in my shed to do all this. I just can't get at it because I've stuck everything in on top of it. I can't even go in there to warm myself with my fire. I've got a beautiful fire in there where I can warm myself. Can't get at it, can't even sit down, there's no room at all. I've filled both my sheds with stuff that I use around the allotments and on my plot. And so we get that blue shed sorted out. I try not to throw stuff in. It starts off, you throw 1 or 2 things in, and before you know it, you're like that, you got it all around you, you're just sort of wedged in, like trying to do a video. So yeah, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to be using that as like a bit of a studio sort of thing. That should be fun, having to set it up, bringing the cameras every morning to set it up, but I'll do it just for the hell of it. Be a bit of a project. I'll set some solar panels in there for the lights and what have you. Speaking of solar panels, Mike from Putting Along has just come over with this controller. Now, I don't know if you remember, I had a solar panel controller and everything, and some bugger broke into my shed and stole it before he had a chance to actually mount it on the roof. Now, this is only it's a little cheap controller, but I've got a solar panel. I could do with a bigger solar panel actually, but I don't want to be paying daft money for one. Like I say, I've got one. I probably need something like a 100 watts or something like that. I've got the batteries, I've got everything. All I need really is a bigger solar panel. The one I've got's about 30 watt. Anyway, that's what Mike brought over. So there you go, mate. He just brought that over now for me. So yeah, that's saved me faffing about on the internet looking for one. And I'm going to set lights up in that blue shed once I get it across. Now we were in there in that brown shed ready for moving it, and I'm looking at the floor. The floor looks like it's all going to lift off the shed, guys, because it's rotted around the edges. So it might have to break it up, and might not be able to get the shed. We'll just have to wait and see what happens there with that. It's a shame of it. That's what happens with it, but it's still got to go. Inside that shed was a table. There's one of these big plastic tables, garden tables, and I thought it'd be perfect to go in the middle of my pot where I've got my comfrey tea set on. Now the leg on that table is broken and it was ready for going, and I would have lost all my comfrey tea. So I've been draining the comfrey tea off for the last couple of weeks, about a week and a half, and I filled up 3 containers. I've removed the table now and I've put the new table in its place. However, this is where I was looking for the SD card, because I broke the SD card what had the filming on, so I can't show you what I was doing there, which is unfortunate. However, I'm going to show you what we did, and you'll see the comfrey in the big containers that I've got. So let's show you that now.
As you can see here, we've just replaced the old table. The leg had broken on this side because of all the weight inside this comfrey tank here. Now all the comfrey is in this barrel here, full right to the top, and in them 2 barrels there, full right to the top. So we've got enough comfrey here to last us a lifetime. And what I will be doing later on in the year is putting one of them into the other greenhouse and leaving one there. This one, well, I need someone to give me an hand to lift it. It weighs a bloody ton. You can imagine it's full to the top with comfrey tea. So I just need somewhere to put it, and yeah, we'll be good to go. But yeah, that there, we just emptied it from there, so there's nothing in there at the moment. But I'm sure we'll start to fill it eventually. It takes a lot of filling, that does, as well. I couldn't believe just how much it's actually took to, how many of these containers it's took to empty. I mean, this ain't a small container, and nor are them over there. Anyway, it's all nice and tidy here. My pots are underneath there, all the plant pots are all sort of arranged a little bit better. So I'm quite happy with all that. There we go.
So yeah, we've tidied that up. It looks a damn sight better. The other one I took to Cobden Street Sit and got rid of it there. Like I say, it was useless really. What else we've been doing? Well, again, I was back of the allotments and I saw these purple cone cabbage. I thought, oh, they're all right. Didn't realise they would put on. They were pretty big. So I thought, let's get a couple of them before the slugs get them. So here we are, taking a couple of them.
You can see it. I'm going to grab myself a purple cabbage, and they're not too bad. Considering it is, like I say, I think it's about the 12th of January today. So if I leave them anymore, what will happen is the slugs will get at them, and I need to clear this bed. We've got some cabbage, more cabbage savoys coming up there, and what have you. Some collie over there coming up. So I need to clear all this lot out. These are the last of the Oh God, Brussels sprouts. So there goes at chickens, but I'm going to grab myself a couple of these purple cabbage. So I'm going to have at it right now. So here we go. Let's grab another one. So 2 nice little cabbage there, purple cabbage. How's that? Brilliant. So I've got I'll leave them in the ground for now. There's no rush. I'll cut them out later. Now I'm not too sure the name of these purple cone cabbage, so I'm going to put it up here what they were. Okay. And as I was saying, we had them with I boiled them up, butter and some ribs, some pork ribs with them. Gorgeous. Give the other one to next door neighbour. So I'm always giving them away. So we started to clear the space there now to move the shed round. There's a box, there's a wheelbarrow there, there's a few other bits and bobs inside the shed. We got rid of most of the rubbish. There's an hose pipe there, big roll, I think it's about 50 metre hose that someone can have, because I've got a 150 foot one there, but I don't need. Oh, what I need, what I'm saying is I've got a 150 foot one, which is all I need, and this other one's just pointless having. In fact, there's another one just down on the floor there. I've been meaning to give them away, but I never see anyone these days because it's always raining, or it's freezing cold, or it's blowing a gale, and I don't get to see anyone to give them, offer them. So there you go. Anyway, we'll get rid of them, and then we can start to move the shed eventually. Just a process. There's a few of my mates are moving. You saw in the last episode where we're moving greenhouses about and what have you, like bloody musical chairs, and well, we've moved the big. There's a 12-foot silver greenhouse. We just moved that onto my mate George's plot, so I'm going to take you over there and show you where it was and show you where we've put it. However, George has given me something which you're going to see in the video. Now has got to be taken off here, off this base, and moved on to where the other greenhouse come from, where the wooden greenhouse come from. So this has got to be dismantled, and it's going to go, let me show you, about 20 foot this way, maybe 30 foot this way. It's got to go here, and see that breeze block there? It'll go along the edge and along this. We had to break this off here to actually be able to sit it, because it's just too big for the footprint. Where the 12-foot greenhouse was on this piece of land here. It did have a concrete base on it and paving stones all the way around it. George was given it all, and he's took it all, and well, he's dragged it all over. These are all the, I mean, you can't really do much with these, but I think he's going to use them for landfill, to be quite honest with you. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. All his glasses here and here. This is where the greenhouse is. This is the footprint where it's going. But you see all that mess there? That is concrete, and you can't have concrete on the allotments, but it's there anyway, and he's moved on to it. You can't really break it up, so what he's going to do, the greenhouse is going to go that way about another foot up to this edge here. There's going to be a breeze block all the way around too high, and then the first one is going to be levelled out with this grit here. But what he's going to do is use all these broken breeze blocks here to fill the base of it. So that's what he's going to do. It's the only way you can hide it, I suppose. All these paving stones, I'm not too sure. I think he's going to be using them for his new base. I mean, these are not cheap. These are about, I think they're about £9 each. The 3x2s. These 2x2s, I think they're about £6 each. I think that's what they go for down here. And yeah, he's took them up because they all were all given to him. And like I say, you never look a gift horse in the mouth or kick him in the mouth, whatever the saying is. But anyway, Yeah, so there's the greenhouse. We've actually moved it. We've still got the green one down there to bring over. I think we're going to do that next Saturday. All this soil here. George said to me, says, "Do you want the soil here, Mark, for your kid's greenhouse?" So he said, "I'll clean it all up and give it you." So what he's going to do is scrape it all flat. Then paving stones are going right to the very end there, so he can move the greenhouse further this way. That's what he's doing. So all this soil here, all this topsoil, is really good soil. It'll be going in the greenhouse along with a load of compost. So yeah, I'll show you where I'm going to put that now. But yeah, all this here, it's top quality soil, this as well. So this is where the soil what George is giving me is going to go inside here, and I'm going to build the beds up. I've not really done out here yet with this greenhouse. I've been faffing about with doing other people's work, but yeah, once the soil's in here, it'll be able to plant straight into it. I've still got a layer of paving stones down the back there, but what I'm going to do is put a weed membrane down, and get rid of all that grass. There's my brother's chickens, golden brahmas and all sorts of things in there, and they are nice, beautiful, big fat birds. Look at them, absolutely wonderful. So as you saw there, we've took the whole lot off the plot now. So Lynn's plot now, well, it's actually Sue's plot. It was Lynn's greenhouse and she sold it to George, but it's Sue's plot, so Sue now can do whatever she wants with the plot. We've cleared it for her, and well, George has got it all on his plot. But you see the soil around the edges there, he wants to dig that up, and he said to me, he says, I'll clean it all up, put it in bags, and you can give it to your kid and he can put it in his greenhouse, you know, to build the beds up. So there's a result. And we need to get them paving stones from the side of my greenhouse over to between his greenhouse and his chickens, and get them laid. That's another job we've got to do. We also, a couple of days later, moved his 14-foot greenhouse off his plot, his original plot, onto his new plot. And again, I'll show you where it was, and I'm going to show you where we've put it for the time being. This is a 14-foot greenhouse of George's. This is George's old plot, and this greenhouse will be going down onto his new plot alongside the 12-foot, and this one has to be dismantled as well. And yeah, that's another job. So today we moved the 14-foot greenhouse down here onto George's plot, and there it is with all the glass out of it. If you look up there, you can see the other greenhouse with all the glass out of it. So he needs to get his mate down now to do the bases, put all the bases up for him, and then he'll have his greenhouses back, and hopefully he'll have them back before the growing season. But knowing George, he'll have it all done. But yeah, six of us it took to lift that. It's not heavy, it's just awkward walking with it. It's a bloody good greenhouse, that as well. 14 foot by 8 foot. Well guys, it's very noisy down here, but at this end of the allotments, you're closer to Trafford Park, and it's very noisy. But what I want to show you is this is where the green greenhouse used to sit. And well, George is going to leave some of these paving stones for Bill to bring that greenhouse there and drop it on the base. And that shed at the side of it's coming over here. Now the reason why Bill wants to move over onto this plot here is because this plot here at the side, the opposite side, is his son-in-law's. This is where all his chickens here, all Bill's and Jonathan's chickens inside here. They've got more around the other side, but that's why he wants to move on to this plot. So yeah, that's the next thing what needs to be moved. That greenhouse is coming on here. There's some big long the like joists what went in a factory. They're going to be built a frame, and then the greenhouse is going to sit on top of it then to give it that extra height for him to grow, you know, tomatoes. So yeah, that's the next one to move. That's a 10 by 6 foot. So the next job is Bill, because he wants to move on to George's plot, and then we've got to move that greenhouse of Bill's and his shed
Now George has left him a base for him to put the greenhouse on, but he wants to lift it up, and he's got these joists that George is giving, and he's going to mount them on top of that, and he wants me to help him, obviously. So they've got to take all the glass out of that, and we've got to move it over, and then the shed, and then it's my turn to move my shed, and then move the other shed into its place. I was given another shed, but I've given that to Ryan, who's the next plot one along. A mate of mine, Mike, there's a lot of Mikes on here, and Mike was leaving, and he said to me, "Do you want this shed here, Mark?" I said, "Of course I want this shed, I know who wants it, who will have that." Cheers, mate. Anyway, Ryan, I caught him, "Do you want a shed?" His eyes lit up. I said, "There it is, go and get it." So that's another one everyone's got to move. What we do, we stick planks down the side of them, screw a load of screws into the side of the sheds, and then we lift it like one of these sedan chairs and walk it over. You get about 8 or 9 of us lifting it, and we drop it down on where it needs to go, and we don't even have to take them down. We do them that so good. So that's what we'll do there. We'll do the same with the blue shed of mine. I've even got paint to touch that up as well, but I'm going to clean up round that area first and clear all the crap out of the way, pardon the French. And so yeah, that's what we've been doing, the greenhouses and what have you. Well, we've been doing all sorts of things. Who was it? I can't think who it was now. Just have a quick look. Bloody names. Oh, I don't even have to look at it. Just remembered. Gavin. Another new plot holder. He's digging his plot over, and he says, "What are all these bulbs here, Mark?" I looked at him and went, "Oh, they're lilies, mate." He said, "I've got hundreds of them." I said, "Just what are you going to do with them?" He said, "Well, I stuck a load at the front of the plot, thinking, you know, knowing they're a flower. He says, 'Do you want some?' So I says, 'Go on, give me an handful. I'll stick him in a pot.' Anyway, I brought them over here. It's got some gravel in the bottom of the pot, powdered a load of clover compost, and planted them. I've got a little clip here showing me doing a little bit of that. So here we go, something for nothing, and we're going to get some flowers at the end of it. So earlier today, my mate Gavin was digging up the front of his plot, and he pulled all these lilies up, and like I said, they're starting to shoot now. He must have pulled over 100 of them. Anyway, he doesn't want them, so he's given me a bag of them here. So what I've decided to do is to put them all into this pot here, and I've just been having some gravel into the bottom. So we've got gravel there for drainage, and I've got some clover multi-purpose here that I'm going to stick in. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick as many of these bulbs in here as I possibly can, and then I'm going to cover them up, and hopefully we'll get a pot of I mean, look at these here. It's just such a shame, and like I say, he doesn't need them, because he's turning the plot right from a flower bed into a vegetable patch. So like I said, I took a few, I didn't take a lot, and I'm just going to cram them all in here, and this will go on display somewhere in the middle of the plot, and you'll start to see these, well, by looking at them, not too long actually. So there we go. So I've got quite a few of them there. So all I need to do now is finish by covering them over. Just gently tap them down. That one what was already come up there. So it's like I say, this ain't a problem. I'm going to keep them in the greenhouse here for the time being. But yeah, it's amazing how all the bulbs are coming up so soon. I mean, who would have believed lilies coming up in the middle of January? But they are. And I'm just going to give them a drink of water now. I have got a watering can here, and this will just sit quietly in the greenhouse. So I'm just going to sit it in the greenhouse and see how they do. But obviously that one there sticking out was too big, but we've planted them a good 4 inches down in the pot and then covered them. So you'll start to see the others come up through the month, and yeah, I should have some nice lilies coming out of this plant pot later on this year. So I'm just going to put this to one side now. So they will come up, they'll all be close together, but they'll come up in a big bouquet. Well, that's what I'm hoping. I'll chop them off the top and I'll take them up to my grand's grave, because she used to love lilies, and that'll be later on this year, that. So yeah, got a story about graves, and it's a funny story. I'll tell you again, but you'll love it. Anyway, what else we've been doing? Right, that least enjoyable job I hate having to do every morning, well, it's got a little bit more enjoyable, guys, because yesterday there was a load of wood chip dropped off at the top of the allotments. I was tipped off by another. What happened was, the night before, there was a load of wood chip. When I say a load, a mountain of wood chip dropped off at the top of the allotments, and one of the plot holders phoned me. She says, "Mark, says, have you seen all that wood chip at the top of the allotments?" I thought, oh, he's brought it. So I thought, next morning, I've got a cunning plan for people to help me to do the communal chickens pen. I thought, I'll wait while they go up there with the banners, which won't be too long. So I lay in wait for them to go up with the wheelbarrows, and I went up there, run up and went, oh, hang on, guys, hang on. I said, you can't take that yet. I said, we need to do the communal chickens, and it's badly in need of doing. I said, tell you what, give us an hand. Give us an hand to do it, and you can have the rest of it. Well, they didn't take much persuasion, and let me show you what they've done. Obviously, I did some as well. Well, guys, welcome back to the communal chicken pen. And yesterday, a big truckload of wood chip turned up. Well, it was last night it turned up, and well, this is what we did this morning. Me, Mike, Jimmy and John. As you see, there's about 4 or 5 inches of wood chip all around here, and we've done everywhere. Now, as I was saying in the last episode, guys, out there is a paddock where they all go out, okay? And there is another paddock over there as well. So this is the inner sanctum. Okay, we keep them in here when it gets really nasty and windy, but they've basically turned it to mud. So we've got a good layer of wood chip. So what we're going to do now is let them out and see what the faces are like. So hang on, this should be fun. They wonder what's at them. They are looking a bit what's they think, oh, well, what's happening here? Yeah, we had to lock them up to do this, but as you see, they look quite happy. The feet are all nice and dry, a bit dirty but dry, and yeah, the reason why the eggs was all black is because they had muddy feet. It's not because they had dirty bums, but oh, that's what I wanted to see, that they could actually still feed out of these. I've just lifted the feeders up a little bit more, but yeah, they're all looking a bit hesitant to the new surroundings, and like I say, we've gone all the way around, and as you can see, it's lifted up off the floor there now by at least 6 inches. So happy chickens, happy me. I can actually walk in there as well now without getting my feet and slipping and sliding and hurting myself. So I reckon the next lot of eggs what we'll get will be nice and clean. However, The ones what we've got today was a bit dirty, so I'm going to have to give them a bit of a wipe. But there you go. 23 Nova Browns. Very happy. Making them work for it, that. I need to just tip some food into them feeders. There's food in there, but oh, train, that scared them. So that's the communal girls, and as you see, they're in perfect health, no dirty bums. That's what I want to see. Picture of health. Dun dun dun. So we can actually walk in there now. We can fall over. Okay, we bang his head on the shed. Might be a problem, but we fall on the floor. I won't break my hip when I hit the deck or hurt myself. So yeah, the chickens have all got beautiful wood chip. And this morning when I went in, there was no shitty eggs. I didn't have to wash all the eggs. What it is with them, the reason why the eggs was all dirty is because they had muddy feet. When they went in to lay the eggs, they were rolling around with the feet, you know, moving the eggs about, and they was covering the eggs in mud from outside. So I, like an idiot, I had to come down and wash them all. No more do we have to do that. We can leave the chickens in the inner pen now for a bit longer. You did see at the side of them pens, there's two big pens. There's an half plot pen and a quarter plot pen at the side of the inner pen. So they've got a lot of area to run around. They've got over 100 by 35 foot to run round in. That's the area of the chickens they've got to move around. There's 23 chickens. There were 30. However, there was a predator which was getting into the pen. That can't happen no more. Can we lock the girls up at night? But it was a weasel. It was getting in, killing them, chopping them up, and taking them out. We couldn't figure out what was happening at first, but we set a couple of mud traps up, and we saw the footprints. Anyhow, when we come to look, there was it was not a weasel, stoat, same family, and that's what was doing them. But now, yeah, the chickens are all nice and don't have to faff about cleaning the eggs. They've got new wood chip, and I don't have to walk through mud and damage my trainers. I mean, I've gone through 2-3 pair of brand new trainers this year in that pen, going out in there and what have you. I just had to buy another 2 pairs. However, yeah, it's all done and dusted. So yeah, hear that rain out there? It's pretty bad, guys. It's not fun. I've got a few bits and bobs to do here today. A bit of tidying up in the greenhouse. We've, as you know, we cleaned the greenhouse. That's a lovely spick and span. I might have not shown you me doing that, but we cleaned this one. It's just the other one we've got to clean. Get the shed over shortly, and we'll be on my brother's plot after that, doing a bit of work over there on his plot. So anyway, that's what we've been doing this week. What have you been doing? Leave your comments below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye for now.